something different today then. I'm back on doing boxes again because I love my boxes. And it's boxes to put books in, obviously. And I've been messing about using Rexine, which is a 1940s invention to take the place of leather. And it's got a leathery look to it. I don't know if you can see that, I'm not quite sure how far I can get in. Yeah. And this is a little book that I've just made. It's they're just notebooks, but they seem to go well, notebooks, and I've just made this one, and I thought they looked a bit naked. And I've done several. Anyway, I won't bother with them. And I started to make a box, which is the normal thing. I've got this out on YouTube. You can see it on YouTube in how to make a simple box, and it's just got an inside. It tells you how to do all this. Only this is a B6. These are B6 size. That's all. They're one size down. And this is one I'm doing for my daughter, just to make it a little bit special. And the paper is done on pucker pads. So I'd get a pucker pad. Pucker pad refills they are, and there's about 400 pages in them, and they're 80 GSM, and it's supposed to be quality premium writing paper, so I suppose you can use a fountain pen on it. It is lined down the side, and it's got holes in ready for ringing, for ring binding on books and things, which I don't like. But if you cut it into, there's a 1mm card in the back which I cut off and use, and if you cut it into sections, say that one or two, you can cut the white, you cut up to the holes and cut them off, and then cut across, and then fold it up, and you'll get the pages you need to produce a book block like this. And I usually put about 14 signatures in, and I stitch them up, and then I make it. It's not a perfect bind, obviously, but they're stitched, and I've got the little ribbons in the back, tapes, to give it strength. And because these do a lot of opening and closing, and no, but they do a lot more than normal ordinary books. And so I strengthen it up, and I put a bit of mull on the back to give it extra strength for opening along the spine. And they seem to last quite a while. I mean, I haven't had any complaints from them yet, and they do last longer than the ordinary Pearpeck bind, because Pearpeck binds are rubbish. I've got a Pearpeck bind here, which, I mean, the pages just actually, when you bend it right over, bend it back, if you want a page out of it or something, the pages will tend to drop out of it. If you there they go, there it goes, there's one, there they come. Yeah, they're absolute rubbish, they are. But so I thought I'd make my own, and I don't know that I've got something out on how you make books. I might have, I don't know, I can't remember. If you want to see any of these, I'll do them if anybody wants to see them, how are they made and things like that. So that's me in the process of making a box, and I'm using 1mm card for cheapness, and you can make the bottom and the top of the box with one piece of card. So you can see I've cut that card in half and made a box, and I'm going to put the box to put on the top, and then this one is the one I've made already. I made this for my son-in-law because he said he wanted one that could fit in his pocket, and this is done in Rexine, black Rexine. The other one was brown, or a ruddy brown, and I've done a blue back on this because I haven't got any black paper. I must get myself some black paper. But they're very easy to make, and I think most of this, how you make these things, I've got on YouTube. I'm not quite sure. And that's just a little label to make it look flash, and that's off a jam jar labels. You buy them in self gummed. You just stick them on, and then you can write the names in if you so wish. And you can put tissue paper around and stuff like that. And they're not a bad little present, I don't suppose. They're not too bad as a little present. for somebody, and they are just little boxes, just ordinary boxes. And this is paper that I bought. I think it was about 5p a sheet or something like that. It's quite expensive, but it does look nice. I like the colour of that. If you want the colours, you've got to pay the price. So I wouldn't say the quality was any good, but anyway, I'll stop there. So how you make these little books, boxes for the books I've got on the thingy. I can't remember whether I've done one for, I've done that many. I can't remember where I've done the books, the booklets, but if I haven't, I will do one if somebody asks me if they want them. Anyway, I'll stop there. So that's what I'm doing. I like to do things that are different. What it is. All in the process. And well, the Rexine and all the paper I get from, these are a few books that I've made. The Rexine and the stuff I get from Ratchfords. So these are just little books that I've made. So I make about 7 or 8 at a time, and then make the boxes up. I'm starting to make the boxes up for the books as little gifts. So there you are. They don't take long to make. You can make them in a couple of days. You can make all them. They're no problem. They're nothing to make, and they're quite easy. And once you've made one, making a dozen's no problem at all. Anyway, I'll stop there, and I hope I've interested somebody. Mainly, I find with books and boxes and things, it's seeing what you want to see to do, and then saying, oh, I like that, and then getting on with it. It's something that enthuses you. I haven't seen much on the internet at the moment that's new, except for, I mean, even Sage Reynolds has stopped doing it now. He's gone on to tin making or something, which is very disappointing. I was just catching on to him, and all of a sudden he stopped. I was rather disappointed. And the other guy, Wicked Messenger 1, he's another bloke that does books very, very well, but he only did a series and then he stopped, and that was a bit disappointing. But I will keep going on and try and enthuse people to do things, something different, anything, I don't care. But I do like making books. I don't like the flash. I'm not too much about collages and things like that, and sticking buttons and all that stuff on. Making the original stuff, books and stuff that's functional. I like to make stuff that's functional, that's worth having. Anyway, I'll stop there, and hope I've interested somebody. Okay, well, just to take up where I took off last, I glued that book that I had lying around that was loose, which is a Rexine back, and it's browny orangey coloured, and the back in it is the same back as I've got there, and the piece of paper that you saw lying there is the back that I put in there, and I've overextended myself with the glue. There's a few white spots. They will come off, but the ribbons are a bit, I could have cut the ribbons off. I didn't even need them for this, because you don't need the strength too much in this small book. But anyway, that's that done. And I forgot to mention before, these are the little blocks that I make, book blocks, and they're just these are the pages as I make them into signatures, and then sew them up. You can either sew them on a frame, or sometimes I just sew them on the side of the thing here. It depends what I feel like. And I'll put the ribbons in, and I haven't glued anything up yet, and I haven't put a cross stitch. I usually put a cross stitch in the back there for strength, but I haven't added it in this one. Sometimes I do, depending on the size of the book. So that's the book blocks, and before they cut, they're not cut. And I've only got 2 left, so I'm going to have to start making a few more, and because they soon go, these little books. And these are the final things that I've done. The blue one I had finished, and this one here, the red one, is a jam label. Yeah, just a jam label, and I've put it in there because it's red and yellow, and it looks quite attractive, and I hope my daughter likes it. And yeah, so yeah, just a couple of little boxes to put the books in, and and keeps the dust off them and keeps them tidy, and the nice little presentation boxes. And although the books came from exactly the same, I made them exactly the same way, they're not exactly the same size. I tried this one inside this box and it doesn't actually fit. This one's bigger than that book. So every book that you make is slightly different. Homemade books, handmade books, they're all slightly different. Each one you're given from somebody like me is a unique book. It's made by hand, and they're never the same. No two books are the same. There's always something different. There's always something different. One's better than the other, or one's not square, and it won't be square. If you want to check this off with a special name too, you can check and see if it's all squared up, and it probably won't be. Anyway, there they are. Quick final look at them. Yeah, nice little present. And they're made very quickly, these. I mean, you can make these in a day, the whole thing, less than a day. You can make more. The longest part is the actual sewing up, and I don't think that takes all that long. So, anyway, there they are. And if anybody, if I've forgotten to put this on the net, I'm pretty sure everything that I've done here is on the net, but if it isn't, and you let me know, I will bring out a video and show you how I do any stage of whatever you want to, whatever there is that you would like to look at. Anyway, I'll stop there.